I just want to keep it real. Always. I always just want to keep it real. You know, there's so many interesting perspectives to every business, every industry. And there's just so many people that, you know, have the bad story about the industry. And it seems that there's very few people that have the bright side of the industry. Yet, there's a yet. There are those who dominate every industry. And I don't know if you know this, if you haven't, do the research on the 80-20 principle. And it's the 80-20 principle says that 20% of any certain industry is actually doing 80% of the work, which means that there's the few people in any industry is actually doing most of the work. If you haven't looked up this theory, or if you haven't studied it, or if you haven't read a book on it, do it, because it's very interesting and it will teach you a lot about the actual 80-20 principle and how you can run your business with it, how you can basically change your whole mentality based off of it. But back to keeping it real, I even reach for this topic because there's, in any industry, whether we go to a meeting, whether we're part of a certain industry, there's just so many times when we look, I'm not going to say look, I'm going to say when we have an outlook that is negative or that has a different perspective that isn't beneficial to our business. And the topic that I want to talk to you about is being micromanaged, to those who have a negative outlook on the work you're taking, have a negative outlook on the work that they're taking for their own business. It's sometimes the wrong perspective. I want to talk to you about a great example of people who feel they're micromanaged, who feel insulted because they're questioned on their process or their procedure or on how things are going, basically. And I bring this up because I had an interesting interaction the other day with somebody who responded to an email and said, "I'm insulted because you don't trust what I'm doing." And I responded to the email very honestly. I said, don't be insulted, embrace it. This is called follow-up. This is my job. This is what I do. This is a responsibility that I've taken on for my business, to my client and to my client's client, right? It may sound simple because I'm telling you that story, but how often are you putting that into play? How often do you sit back and say, do I see this as micromanaged? Do I see this as I'm insulted? Do I see this as I'm being judged? Or am I making the best out of it? Am I making the better out of this situation and saying, you questioned me? As a matter of fact, I'm so glad that you asked. Because I know and do my job so well, I love to reply to this email. And that's what I do when I get questioned by my client, by the people that I work with. When they come to me and say, did you do this? I say, let me look, because as a matter of fact, I did do it. I've actually done a little extra, and I've actually put the icing on the cake. If you have any further questions, please let me know. I welcome the follow-up. I welcome what people call micromanagement. Please do it, because you know what that part of the process is? It's a trust process. And if somebody consistently micromanages or consistently follows up, I believe in the word follow-up. I don't believe in micromanaged. Because if you micromanage, right, that means you're an efficient person who follows up on every step of the detail because it's what you care about. And if you're my client, I'm going to conform to what you care about. And if you care about every single detail, I'm going to put just as much faith into every single detail, up to a certain point. Because let me tell you what happens. The more you embrace these people who follow up, these people who babysit you, these people who micromanage you. And by the way, I do not agree with those terms, micromanage or babysit. I only agree with the term follow-up. But if you have these clients that insist on following up, embrace it, because it is a process that will only get better with time. And if you're the real deal, if you're giving them the right service and you know all the details necessary, including just being a great service provider. And that if you're a great service provider, it means that you are great at communicating, you're great at following up, you're great at being informative, and you are great at informing everybody involved with the proper details in the right order, in the right phases, with the right attitude. That's what it takes to be great. I'm telling you, refine your process, and those people that are bugging you, embrace them, love them, read their emails, read into exactly what they're looking for. And you know what most people are looking for? They're just dying for trust. And the reason that they start off this way, because don't forget, just the way a relationship starts isn't necessarily how it ends or how it continues its journey. If you start a relationship and you don't like it because you feel pressure or you feel judged or you feel like you're being knocked, embrace it. Give that relationship all you can because you know better and because you know what you can provide. That's called having faith in your services, faith in what you do, and faith in your experience. Trust me, a lot of times if you don't feel this way, it's because you may not have all the experience and all the knowledge to respond. But to me, that's just, you have an opportunity to step back, take time, take a breath, and say, what am I missing here and what can I add to this response? How can I be the wiser? How can I be the better for my client, for this person that I'm dealing with right now? The opportunity lies with you. It's never with being picked on. I love people who pick on me. I don't see it as being picked on. I see it as an opportunity to put effort, to show them who I am, to let them know how I communicate, how efficient and how effective I can be. And eventually, over time, they start to say, I think we do like working with this person. I think they do know what they're doing. And that person that you once saw as a micromanager starts to just give you everything that he knows or she knows that you're supposed to do. And they let you do your job because you've built that trust. But again, this is up to you, and it's up to you to shift your perspective. Watch this video again. When I like a video, I'm gonna recommend you watch it again because there's just so much that you can learn from taking ownership and holding yourself accountable and knowing that your job is what you get paid for, and giving that extra effort and putting that extra thought process into what you do will always get you what you deserve, which is more work, your phone to ring, more signings, more traveling, more relationships. Have faith, put it into everything you do. I'm telling you, the results are amazing, and I know you'll appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to the Mobile Notary Network. Check us out on Instagram. We are at Notary Professionals. You can always visit our Facebook page, Notary Professionals of America. And we also have the website for Notary Professionals of America, where you can check out that website and read a few things about being a mobile notary across this country. Anyways, once again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it finds you in a great place. Talk to you again.